Hi, I'm Reveena and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you my favorite soup recipe. It's a Greek lentil soup. I have no idea whether it's actually a Greek lentil soup or just a soup which we call Greek lentil soup. So please don't hold me to that. It's the culinary equivalent to me of a warm cuddly blanket. We make it all the time. It takes 5 minutes to throw the ingredients into a pot, which is why I'm going to be chopping the vegetables on camera. And then you let it simmer for 45 minutes and you have a great meal to eat. Hot, cold, lukewarm, it's perfect to take with you. So let's get started. So for the vegetables, all you're gonna need is an onion, which I already chopped because I was showing my friend how to chop an onion, a potato, a stick of celery, a carrot, and then you'll need 10 bay leaves. These are fresh from our plant, which is actually right behind the camera. But if you can only get dried, that's totally fine. You're going to need a few more of those, so I'd go with 10 to 15. Seems like a lot, but they're amazing. And then over here, I have 1.5 cups of dried lentils. And this is 8 cups of water. Okay, so for the soup, basically all we have to do is throw everything into the pot. So I'm going to start with the onions. Now it's time to chop the celery and the carrot. I haven't peeled either of them. And yes, you can actually peel celery. It removes its stringiness. And I like to give it just a little bit of a rough chop after that so that you don't end up with these huge pieces in the soup. Perfect. And as for the carrot, I like to cut it lengthways. So you end up with 2 strips. And then I'm going to cut it into what will be half moons. And when you're cutting, please be careful of your fingers. If you have to go slowly, go slowly. And what you can actually do is hold your fingers like this. And the whole point is that as you're cutting, you cannot cut yourself. And that too goes into the pot. What I would do if I wasn't being filmed is put the pan on the stove, put a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan, chop the onion, put that into the pan with the heat on, and then as the onion cooks, cut the carrot, put that in, cut the celery, put that in, but it doesn't make a difference, truly, whether you've sauteed the vegetables or not. It will be equally delicious. And time for the potato. Now, as for the potato, you can do half a potato or you can do a whole potato. I like to do a whole potato because I am a massive fan of carbohydrates. So this is what it looks like once all the veggies are chopped. And now I'm going to add just a tablespoon or so of olive oil, just to kind of loosen everything up. The lentils. And now I'm going to add all my bay leaves. I know it seems like a crazy amount of bay leaves. I promise you, it's not extreme. Anyone who's had this soup can just vouch for that. You'll have to trust me on this one. Then I'm going to add all the water. The soup is now done. All you have to do is put it on the heat, put the cover on, bring it to a boil, and then put it on low, reduce it to a simmer, and you're going to let it cook for 45 minutes to an hour. And when it's done, that's when I like to season it. That's when I add salt and pepper. And then the final ingredient is going to be vinegar, either red wine vinegar or lemon juice. We're bringing in the Greek thing. And that's what will really awaken the soup. It'll brighten up the flavors because lentils, they're a very deep, comforting flavor. The celery, the carrots, the potatoes, it's all deep and comforting. So you add this little dash of vinegar and it wakes it up. So let's cook it and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So the lentil soup only took half an hour. I know, I'm as surprised as you are. Normally it takes 45 minutes to an hour. And we've added no salt and pepper, so this doesn't taste like much, but it will in a minute. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. We'll start with that. And a really good grinding of black pepper. I'm adding a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, but if you don't have red wine vinegar, go with lemon juice, just as good. Actually, it's not just as good. It's almost as good. I've also removed all the bay leaves because as great as they are when you're cooking them, they're actually poisonous to eat. So suck their flavor, but don't eat them. I'm just gonna give it a taste. Needs more salt. to the soup and the seasoning is perfect, so I'm just ladling myself a really nice big bowl of comfort. Time to give it a taste. The soup tastes like a warm hug to me. It's the perfect winter soup because you have your protein and you have your fall vegetables and it just envelops you in a hug and it tastes fantastic. I highly recommend you make this. It's a great new recipe to try out with lentils. And lentils are also such a good legume because not only do they have a ton of protein, but you don't have to pre-soak them, so they really do cook quickly for anyone who's impatient. I hope you try this recipe, and when you do, bon appetit!